Folks, it really doesn't matter what kind of business you're in these days, you've got to have a computer. All right, that's step one. Even I have a computer. Step two, you need to make sure that it's running optimally, as best as it can to help you with your business and or your personal stuff. Most of us can't handle that, but it doesn't matter. Don't sweat it. There's plenty of companies out there to help you. We have one such company in here with us today, but we're really going to get into the reasons as why you need to go with this company bit by bit more than others. With Bit by Bit today, Mr. Robert Blake is our guest. Robert, welcome to the show. Good to have you, man.
Thank you, Bryan. Glad to see you.
So, as I was talking just then, I hope you picked up on that. Two things. One, I love the name, Bit by Bit. We've talked about that before. But the fact that so many people, everybody knows they need to have a computer for their business. Very few of us, and I'm throwing me on that pile, use it the way that we could, and we'll just, it's like the car. When my car starts making noise, I just turn up the radio so I don't hear it anymore. That way it's fixed. If my computer starts running slow, well, I just start earlier. That's not what we need to do. We need to have somebody on board to help us out. So jump into it. Exactly what do you do to help small business owners with their computer needs?
Absolutely. I think you really hit that on the head, and the car analogy is really, really good. You know, you have two different types of car people. You have people that hear a noise, so they take it in, and you have people that, hey, it's that mileage, let's take it in and get it fixed. Mm-hmm. You know, the same thing in computers. You have, companies that you call because my computer's broke, versus a company like ours that really provides managed services, that really provides a more proactive approach to what we do.
That's what I wanted to get into, because I've heard that term, managed services. So that's pretty much to where me as a small business owner, you're my IT department. Mm-hmm. Is that fair?
Absolutely.
So get into the big two things, the major differences between managed services and repairs,
right?
And why someone should go that route with the managed services.
Repairs is easy. You call me when it's broke. Mm-hmm. Managed service is a whole lot more complex. Essentially, we come in and take a look at your systems. We document your system, what's there. We look at your firewall. We look at your backup. We look at your equipment. We look at your antivirus. We make sure all of those things are up to date. We make sure all those things are in order. And we actually document that in such a way that our help desk later on, when you call in, they know exactly what's going on with your company. They don't have to guess. They don't have to ask you. They actually look up on the screen and they see, oh, they have a Microsoft network, they have 4 Macs in there, they have this type of computer, this type of printer. So they know how to help you and to step you through that. Once we document that, the system, we'll actually go in and talk to you a little bit later about, here's what we see. Here's what we think we can do to improve on that. So I like to compare it to building a building. You have to start with a good foundation. And if you don't do that, everything's just not going to work. So if you start with a good foundation of computer and we understand your business, so there's a difference in a company that has 5 people that's never going to grow versus the gentleman that was just on your show. Mm-hmm. You know, he has 5 or 6 businesses throughout the country. He's a whole lot different person to take care of than somebody that has 6 people. You know, he's constantly growing, he's adding new businesses, so we have to be able to adapt to that. And with our systems in place and us understanding what you're doing, we like to talk to you and find out what's coming next. Are you going to open 5 offices or are you going to open 1 office? Do you plan on staying the same? You know, what are the regulations behind you? Are you in the financial industry, insurance, medical? Those all make a difference on how we handle your business. So by us looking at that, we're able to guide you through what those next steps are. So rather than being a guy you call when things are broke, which you may call us too.
Sure.
You're actually having your business meetings with us so we understand, hey, I'm fixing to add 4 more office locations. What do we need to do to prepare for that?
Okay, Robert, let me stop you here for just a sec. I'm segueing into this whole COVID experience because you said this a couple of times, but here recently there's a lot of people that didn't even imagine they were about to open multiple offices when everybody had to leave the mothership and start working in home offices. So Were you and your company heavily involved with that, helping people get the home offices set up to where everybody could communicate?
I can't even say the word a little. Luckily, Bit by Bit as a whole already had flex time. So some of our employees worked at home part of the week anyway. So as far as the way our company is laid out, we really didn't miss a beat.
Good for you.
And as far as helping our clients, we went into overdrive. I mean, quite literally, every company that was out there, every company that we dealt with went from, I'm working in an office environment, oh gosh, we can't go in, we close our doors, or we get y'all to set us up at home. So we had many of our techs working 24/7 to, I think it was right at 2 weeks of really putting in lots and lots of overtime to take a company that had desks to having those desks at home.
Well, and take it a step further, though, you probably had to teach people exactly what the term Zoom meant.
Yes. We helped a lot with GoToMeeting, Zoom, LogMeIn, other remote control applications. We set up a lot of VPNs for homes. We also had to step out of what we normally do for business, which is make sure that your home was okay to actually connect up to that corporate network.
Yeah.
One of the things that a lot of people aren't quite realizing, or they're seeing a lot now in their email, is phishing, spam.
Sure.
All of those things are up 400%. There's all sorts of companies that are out there, not companies, bad actors.
Sure.
Out there sending you stuff that looks like it's a big company, asking you for your financial information. I saw a lot in the medical industry of insurance companies that were sending things out to the staff that says, we need to update your owner's information so we can continue paying you your payments.
Yeah.
Well, what they were really doing is getting your Social Security number, your tax ID number, all your pertinent information so they could go fill out a loan on your behalf and get that money.
And bring it right over to your house.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I'll bet we weren't going to see it.
Well, Robert, I've truth be told, I've known Robert a long time personally, not so much professionally. In that, I know plenty of people that have used you and your services.
Thank you.
But and I want to touch on this before this is over. We'll get back to business here in a sec. I've always been impressed about your amount of community involvement. I see you out there all the time, particularly one place in particular with River Legacy and all that ensues. But with everything you have going on in your life, personally and professionally, why is it so important for you to give back to the community in the way that you do?
It makes me feel good.
Okay.
I enjoy doing it. I'm lucky to have been presented with opportunities of things that I like, whether it's, SMU, I take pictures for the Mom and Dad's Club. I do the same thing for the Arlington Archery. Scouts, I'm an NRA instructor, so I teach rifle, shotgun, pistol. But River Legacy really comes back down to that thing that I just truly love. And it started with my kids. They started going there whenever they were in strollers to the After Dark in the Park, which is now Fall Festival. They ended up in the summer programs to the point they kicked them out. They were 8th grade. They couldn't go enroll anymore. Right. I ended up volunteering there, taking over. I do all of the technology that you see there. And started volunteering there more and more. Now my 2 boys volunteer there, 17 and 19 years old. My oldest did his Eagle Project there. And I've as of last year, I'm actually part of the board of River Legacy. And they use me a lot. Even though they're closed, I'm still there a couple times a week.
Well, folks, that's the type of guy you want to do business with. Robert Blake, his company, Bit by Bit. I mean, he is there for you. Do not think that you're too small to have an IT department. You need one. Here it is, sitting here in studio with us today. Robert Blake, Bit by Bit Computer Consultants. Robert, so grateful to finally have you in studio with us. Keep doing what you're doing personally and professionally.
Appreciate it.
Take care. Folks, you take care as well. We'll see you next time.